So good morning everyone. I will be discussing to you how to compute your creatinine clearance. So as seen in your modules, the creatinine clearance is inversely proportional to the plasma creatinine that we have. So kunwari, kung mataas ang creatinine clearance natin, kasi di ba yun yung it's a waste product that you have to be excreting through your kidneys. Okay? Then therefore, kung mataas ang creatinine clearance mo, the tendency is the plasma creatinine also is of course decreased. So inversely proportional siya. Kapag mataas ang plasma creatinine, mababa naman ngayon um, ang creatinine clearance natin, yung output na excrete ng urine natin. So let's try to compute for your creatinine clearance. So as you all know, creatinine clearance is sorry. Ang aking notes. Is equal to, so yung urine output, okay? Yung urine creatinine all over the plasma creatinine. So you can follow after me with using your your modules also with you, and then times the volume of urine. That's the total volume of urine in ml in equivalent of 24 hours. So in minutes, if we are going to measure the 24 hours or 1 day is equivalent to 24 hours, then therefore, how many minutes in 24 hours? We have 1440 minutes. Okay? So yung, and then of course, let's say, tuloy muna natin, times the constant value that we have, 1.73. It's a constant value, yung average body surface of an adult individual. And then all over yung body surface area. Ito yung ituturo ko ngayon, class. How to get the body surface area given a certain formula din. Okay? Siyempre, not all of us have a nomogram, but we can actually compute the body surface area of a patient using a different formula. Okay? So the urine creatinine should be, of course, in milligrams per DL. So this would be in milligrams per DL. Ganon din ang ating plasma creatinine in milligrams per DL. So those are that's our formula, and those are the units that we will be using. So first, let's talk about the body surface area of the patient. So how do we compute for the body surface area of the patient? So we have to consider yung height, yung weight ng pasyente natin. So body surface area is equivalent to the square root of yung height ng patient natin. That should be in centimeters. So kunwari, ang given ay 5 feet 2, kunwari 5 feet 2 and 2 inches, and therefore should be converted in centimeters, times the weight of the patient, that should be in kilograms, all over 3,600. Okay, so this will be the formula to get what you call your body surface area, yung letter A. Okay? Now, let's give an example para masundan natin. So here, let's give, for example, ang urine volume natin ay in 24 hours. Have, for example lang to ha, 3,200 ml per day. Okay? So, if we have, and then we have your kunwari blood creatinine value. Ang nakuha kunwari sa machine ay 1.07 milligrams per DL. And then, what if the given value for urine creatinine, is equivalent to 27 milligrams per DL. And then we have, kunwari yung height ng patient natin ay 157 centimeters. Ito yung approximate height ng 5 feet 2. Okay? And then weight ng patient natin, for example, would be 57 kilograms. Now, let's compute first for the area, body surface area ng patient natin, making use of the formula that we have given a while back. So, making use of this one, so the body surface area is equivalent to the square root of yung height natin in centimeters. That's 157 centimeters times 57 kilograms all over 3,600. So, get the square root of that one. And we get a value of approximately 1.56 1 yata ito. Yeah. And so, hindi. 5, 6, 7 yata to, or yeah, something like that. So, if we're going to round it up, so that would be 1.57. So, okay na yan. So, I'm giving this to you just in case that this will come out in the exam. I'll not be giving this sa quiz ninyo, but I want you to know this kasi it might come out in the exam, and most of the time, during board exam, lumalabas kasi ang creatinine clearance computation, how to compute for that. Okay? So this is the area already. This is m squared kasi. Okay? M squared. Now, we have the body surface area, then therefore, we can compute now for the creatinine clearance, yung main natin. Okay? So, let's compute for that. So, ulitin natin. Creatinine clearance is equal to, ano yung urine volume natin na sinabi na, yung ano muna, blood crea natin. Isulat muna natin yung formula. So, urine creatinine all over plasma creatinine times the volume of urine in 24 hours, but we'll convert that in minutes, times 1.73, which is the constant value and average body surface of an adult individual, all over kung ano talaga yung height and weight or body surface area ng patient natin. Okay? Yes, 1.57. So, if you remember yung kinompute natin kaninang body surface area, that's letter A. Now, let's compute for that and derive yung mga values natin. So, urine creatinine, which we have given a while ago, is 27 milligrams per DL. All over, the plasma creatinine would be 1.07 milligrams per DL. Okay? Times the volume of urine per, in 24 hours, we have 3,200 milliliters of urine per how many minutes? In 24 hours, so we have 1440 kasi 1,440 minutes is equivalent to 24 hours or 1 day times the value that we have, 1.73 all over 1.57. Now, the next thing that we have to do here is to first convert this one, okay? Kasi dun sa mga other books natin, ang lumalabas kasi na formula natin is urine crea times the volume of urine all over plasma crea times yung 1.73 all over the surface area. So, dito tayo minsan nagkakalito, kaya nagkakaroon tayo ng other values, or the values are slightly different. But we have to compute first the total volume of urine in 1,440 minutes. Okay? So, compute muna natin yan. If you're going to divide that, 3,200 ml divided by 1,440 minutes would be equivalent to approximately 2.22, if I'm not mistaken. You can compute with me. And so that would be ml per minute. Okay? So ito na yung value natin for the volume of urine. Then therefore, after computing this part, you should multiply this first to the urine creatinine, which would be 27 milligrams per DL. Okay, ganyan siya bale. Divided by 1.07 milligrams per DL. Now, we can now remove yung milligrams per DL. May iiwan na lang na unit natin is ml per minute times yung 1.73 kasi ang average body mass ng per individual is 1.73. So, that's m squared yan. Tapos, 1.57 yung nakuha nating value ng patient natin mismo. So, cancel out yan. And therefore, we can now compute for the creatinine clearance. So, compute 27 times 2.22, then divided by 1.07, we get a value of, okay, we will get a value by multiplying 27 times 2.22 divided by 1.07, we get a value of 56.06, sorry, nagkamali ako, 06 ml per minute. So, ml per minute, since mg per dl, it has to be cancelled out here. And then, times yung 1.73 divided by 1.57, that would be approximately 1.10. Okay, yung body surface area. And then, when you compute that, you get now 61.62 ml per minute. So, basically, yung results natin would be low. Regardless kung female or male yung patient natin, the creatinine clearance is low, and therefore, there's a tendency talaga na mataas yung plasma creatinine ng patient natin, and therefore, it's a possible scenario that could be seen among patients with impaired kidney function, kasi nga mababa yung creatinine, merong mababang creatinine clearance yung pasyente natin. Pero actually dapat it should be a little bit higher, so it should be normal. For males, 97 ml per minute to 137 ml per minute. So for females would also be 88 ml per minute to 128 ml per minute. Then of course, makikita naman dun sa inyong modules that there diseases that are correlated with increased creatinine clearance. Meron din yung decreased creatinine clearance. So take note of those particular diseases. So basically, ang importante na malaman niyo dito, how can we measure or how do we know if the glomerular filtration rate is functioning well? Actually, this is by computing the creatinine clearance. If the kidneys are excreting enough creatinine, kasi nga ang creatinine basically is a waste product of your creatine, a muscle from muscle contraction and yung energy na na-produce dun sa muscles natin. Okay? So if you have any questions, you can just message me.